Hi you guys, how you doing? This is Wendy Williams here and you're watching Triniwod TV. Put down that remote.
Hi, welcome to Triniwod TV. You're watching Triniwod TV on CTV, and we are again at this kitchen. It looks familiar, doesn't it? And here's a man who definitely has been starring all over on the internet, all over the world. This is Mr. Sisarran.
Correct.
What's your first name again?
Stephen.
Stephen, a very common name.
Very common name.
Right, so today we're doing something just as special as we did last time, and of course, this is the hitman,
Special guest cook.
sous chef.
Yes. Whatever they said there. Whatever they said.
Do you know what a sous chef does?
You guys more as chef, or look at
So you don't know what your work is?
Yeah, well, my work is really to taste, eh?
All right, okay. All right, so tell us a little bit about what we're doing today.
All right, what we're doing a similar dish to what we made the last time, which was a cook-up, a one-pot meal. We're doing pretty much the same thing. It's called a lamb stew, not stew lamb. All right, it's a lamb stew. It's pretty much the same
You
thing.
like stew?
I love stew. I love stew. I love curry too, but there's something about a nice dark stew for me that just works perfectly. One-pot meal, very simple.
And I understand we have some dumplings to put in this as well.
That's the little catch to it.
So you have a different one of these
Yes,
things.
it changes daily. I tend to use tons and tons of vegetables. Perfect for kids, they will never know. It's there, they get all the vitamins, all the nutrients, especially this particular dish.
Final lamb look seasoned up nice.
Season up nice, boy. You'll get some cutters out of
What's
that.
somebody seasoning that?
Pimentos, onions, secret ingredients, garlic.
I know your secret ingredients, eh?
You know the secret ingredient for the coconut milk, but
Alright.
today I use a
Yeah.
different secret
You did
ingredient.
it before I came.
Exactly. This one have a little tweak to it, a little different to it. Let's see. We have the lamb, season it how you wish, right? Coconut milk. The seasoning, the secret ingredient I have in that is chili powder and a little bit of turmeric to give it a yellow.
So now we know the secret.
That's the secret. Corn, canned corn is perfectly well. Tons of pimentos again, celery, carrots, onions, and my mixed seasoning. Same thing I did the last time. Chive, celery, garlic, and podina. Podina is the thing down here. Chunky veg, which is going in last. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to prepare this for the dish, for the chunky veg part. I've seen a lot of waste with broccoli. So usually people just take the buds off, the flower, and they waste the stems. Actually, this is good to go. It's just a matter of knowing how to prepare it. So I'm going to show you guys very simple way how to prepare it, and we'll take it from there.
Good.
Right? It's been washed, right? Haven't been peeled. Simple peeler, right? You're going to peel down on the actual stems until you see the fibrous part, which is this. It's fibrous, it's no good, it's tough. You're going to shave it down until you see white. Continue. There we go. And that there is your prepared broccoli. All right. So what we're going to do here now is discard this. Can't eat this, it's tough, very fibrous. And what we're going to do here now is remove the buds, the flowers. Very simple. Cut down. Right.
You didn't
So
America,
wasteful, right? All right. This here is what people usually waste. This is about 80-90% of the actual broccoli. So what I did was I peeled it down. I shaved it down. Perfectly edible. Excellent tasting. With the actual buds now, what we do is we just cut it down to size. All right. And again, depending on the dish, that's the size you will cut it for. All right.
All this cooking into the...
All this is coming last. The broccoli is actually going to come last. All right. So the broccoli is done for the buds. The stems now very simple. Cut small.
You have it in China.
Again, the Chinese fusion, man. I'm very comfortable with a cleaver. All right. With a cleaver, a chopper.
What's the next name for it?
Cleaver.
Cleaver.
Yeah.
That's your name, Cleaver.
So there we go. Stems. All right.
She was very sharp.
She was very sharp. Right, so see, put white, right? Good to
But
go.
you could eat broccoli just so, eh?
You could eat it right how it is right here. Right, cube. Try to keep everything uniform as far as vegetable wise, so everything cooks about the same time. Right? Carrots, same thing.
Zika's good for the eye, but
Very good for the eyes.
For us, the man, he only saying that he ain't gonna know his eyes to see what all you're talking about.
you know
Peel.
walking real good, boy.
Boss peeler, man. $2.99.
Yeah?
US.
New York, I don't want to ask you American gin you're talking about.
Right. Peel. Same thing. Cut.
You see, I love this lady, you see? They make all the guys look good.
Make everyone
You
look
never
good.
stick my Trinidad guys when you don't like to cook.
Uh-huh.
You cook all
That's not
around.
true.
Big time, big
That's
time.
not true, Hitman.
Yeah, so we lick up the carrots there.
Right, so carrots.
No, we cut it up.
Oh, we cut it.
Don't
Yes, Errol, thank you very much.
So carrots, the broccoli, everything is cut the same size.
Onions.
Making slices. So straight down.
Your eyes are
So
strong.
you,
I see what tears running down there.
sliding the chopper against your fingernails.
Yeah, against the fingernails, knuckle, actually. Don't do one of these, you'll get damaged. Knuckle, straight down, and you push with your thumb.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Right, now the mushrooms, black shiitake mushrooms.
What kind of mushroom?
Shiitake. Alright, these are actually dried mushrooms. All you do
Is wet them.
is simply wet them. You boil water, drop these in dry, let them steep for about 5-10 minutes, throw the water out, or you can keep the water, reserve it, and use that in a dish depending on what you're making. Squeeze out the mushrooms, and then you just slice them up. Broccoli, don't waste it. Use the stems.
So Trinidadians waste their broccoli.
I've seen it done many times. Peel it. It's edible.
I don't waste mine.
You don't waste yours. Alright. But
I sure you don't peel it neither.
you don't peel it either.
Did I tell you I'm Tarzan?
Very simple. Just peel it out, get rid of the fibers, and we're good to go.
Right? You gotta be shocked. Stephen,
Yes.
you have everything here.
We have everything, we're good to go. Right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with some oil. So what we're doing here is we're stewing, right? Traditional stew. Right? So a little bit of oil again.
And we're using Regal.
We are using
Olive oil.
Regal extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin.
Well, we're just waiting for the temp for it to come back up. What we're waiting for is to see a little shimmer, a little smoke come out from the oil, and then we will put the sugar. We are going with about 6-7 teaspoons of sugar, right? We're not going to use too much sugar because there's a ton of vegetables on here that's sweet. So we're using a lot of onions in this particular dish and a lot of carrots. Alright, so we're not going that heavy with the actual sugar.
So that's about 7 teaspoons.
7, yeah.
And
Bit of oil.
not pot spoon, teaspoon.
Now, what we're going to do, we're using lamb today. Now, you can make this dish with beef, you can make it with pork, you can make it with chicken. And all we're waiting here for right now is the sugar to brown. And then we'll drop the meat, we'll brown it, and then add the vegetables. So what I'm doing here is a little bit of German.
I wouldn't ask.
We wouldn't ask.
I don't.
No, as he mentioned, German, on
You should ask.
Facebook, you could see Stephen eating a roach.
Not a roach, a
From
sea
by-
cicada,
Sea
sea cockroach.
Sea
See
cockroach.
cockroach. Yes, on
Yeah.
Facebook we see
Yeah.
Stephen express.
So if you want to see how adventurous he is, you can just go to his Facebook page, look for Stephen. Stephen.
You gotta open this Facebook page.
Man, I have to create a whole different page for
Hey,
this
check
man.
me out, Nishan Hitman.
I will put it on his page.
Yeah.
If you
I will
wanna
put it on
see-
Hitman page.
If you want to see how we eat the little insect on the beach,
They're good.
just let me know. I'll show it. I'll
They're
download it.
awesome. They make
But you know we can't really like it spicy.
it's a taste. It's a flavor between shrimp and prawn.
So you're actually eating something alive that's moving.
Listen, if you batter that, right, in Flurry mix, right, and fry it, best appetizer ever.
I could eat it with chutney.
You could eat it with chutney, you could make a sandwich out of it, anything. It's awesome, it's good.
So
Right.
where does it live?
At the bottom of the sea, like SpongeBob, right?
In a pineapple under the sea.
No, oil is hot, sugar is browning. Same thing, like I did the last time. I want this to get really dark. I like a dark stew.
Alright. So yeah, come on, continue.
Right. Again, so there's a very fine line between really dark and burnt. If it burns, I always say it's oil and sugar. Throw it away, start back. Right? So
Burn, baby, burn.
See how this is here? Perfectly well.
Okay, easy there, Hitman.
All the most fire and they're smelling good.
Right. So what we're talking about here now is a traditional Trinidad stew. Right? We're browning our meat. lamb, again, which has been seasoned. No salt. I didn't season this with any salt whatsoever. We have pimentos, we have onions, we have garlic, and a little bit of black pepper. No salt. I did this last night. I marinated it overnight in my refrigerator. If you put any type of salt in this or any meats, what will tend to happen, the meat draws out the liquid from the meat. So what will happen is the meat will be dry. So we don't want that. So don't add salt. Add salt as you're cooking. Right, see, we're browning up nice here.
No, Errol, you cannot taste it yet.
Not yet.
We say the lamb looks like chicken.
No, everyone look like deer meat.
I don't find it dear. It's cheap.
Lamb is not cheap in Trinidad, my friend.
No,
not at all. Not at
no
all.
kind of meat
No
quality.
kind of meat. They're the cheapest.
chicken.
What we're going to do is we are going to add our other ingredients. Right? So these have been chopped in a food processor. Very fine. They're not liquid. They're not shredded. They're diced. Right? If you don't have one, just use the same process I used before to make a chunky veg, just a little bit smaller. Right? So we have carrots. Celery,
Anything to go in first or anyone anytime?
everything going in the same time. Everything's going in the same time. Onions, and my favorite, pimentos.
I think I like 7 pot boy.
Well, I've tasted some that was very hot, so.
Who that? He say a chick who said that very hot.
Now this here is my little concoction of West Indian seasonings. So you know the secret. I already told you what the secret in that, right?
I'm watching it, I'm watching it,
So
yeah.
we have the podina, the garlic, the shadow benny, a little bit of chive. Right? So what we're going to do at this point in time, we're going to use half. Right? A little less than half, because it's very potent stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to do this right now just to season up the dish as it's going along. The last little bit we're going to put in last to freshen up the dish. Right? So that goes in.
So you have a lot of color in the pot.
Now the last time when we had reached this point, about 5 minutes after this, is when Hitman decided to pull out the pigtail as cutters.
So fast?
Right?
So fast?
So right now we have to wait. This is lamb. This is raw lamb. Right?
Because the pigtail was boiled before,
the
right?
pigtail was boiled and cooked ahead of time. Right? So this here will take probably a little half an hour before I suggest you eat it. Myself, I would eat it right now. Right? As a cutters. That's just me.
So lamb takes longer to cook than.
Lamb takes a little bit longer to cook. We're just waiting for this to get a little bit of color, and then I'm going to add the water and the coconut milk and everything.
Okay,
Right, lots of onions, sweet vegetables, so it releases a lot of sugars, natural sugars. Again, with the caramelized sugar, Errol, caramelized. Right? What's going to happen is it's going to get really dark, it's going to get brown, it's going to stick a little bit. But as you can see here, it's perfectly executed, so no sticking at all.
No
right?
sticking. We don't
no
stick.
sticking. We don't stick. Right? So we just turn in again, waiting for the vegetables to get a little bit soft. And in about 5 minutes, we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Little ketchup.
So where in America you're from again?
I'm actually from Queens and Jersey.
Okay, two places.
But I was born in New York. I was born in Brooklyn.
So you cook in firecracker stoves like this?
No, well, I actually have one, right? But it's not as elaborate as this one. It's actually a turkey fryer.
Turkey.
It's the best I could do.
No, but this kind of stove is good. You need this stove for this
I
kind of...
need one. If I get one of these, that'll be perfect.
I'll carry one when you go in.
I want a big one. I want one of these, like a big
you
burner.
don't get these modular stove up there?
I've seen them, but they don't work as well. I don't know why. I don't know where they're coming from.
Well, I come and build one for you.
I think so. With the stander.
With the stand?
Yeah, with the
I was
stand.
thinking of making a fire, so I
With the geometry set as well.
The good thing with the turkey fryer is it comes with a stand, but there's only 2 burners, sometimes one. So you don't get the heat now. But other than that, you know.
Right now we good.
So the turkey fryer is to fry turkey.
Deep fried turkey.
And the Chinese chopper is to chop Chinese.
It's a chop Chinese. Now again, this is the coconut milk with the saffron and secret ingredient, right? So not much, just a little.
If all you want to know the secret, girls call me.
Right, you smell that there now? You're smelling the coconut milk. Sorry folks, we don't have smell-o-vision. That has to be created. What we're going to do is add water. Water to cover, and a little bit more than you think you'll need, because this has to actually boil down. I'll actually put oil.
Yeah.
Right? Because the lamb meat is stiff, right? Even if you was making this with goat, it's stiff. Okay, it started off as a traditional Trinidadian stew with the brown sugar and the ketchup, all that good stuff. Now what we did is we added the water, so it's pretty much now a soup. So what we're going to do now is bring this to a boil. We're going to cover it. We're going to let it get soft, right? Once we see the meat gives a little bit and it's a little bit soft, then we could add the rest of chunky veg, and then we'll add the dumpling, German part of it, and within 30 minutes after,
So is
that'll
that
be done.
German?
Well, you see what has happened. The water has reduced more than half, right? The meat is cooked and a lot of shrinkage, right? So
Just taste it. It tastes
this
good.
concoction that we're using here now is a soup mix, a vegetable soup mix. Again, we didn't have any salt in the dish, so that's where the seasoning pack comes in, and we added a little bit of salt and a little bit of paprika back into the mix, right? So we're gonna add this. This is where the salt comes in. From here, add the corn. This is 2 cans of corn, all right?
I see you like a lot of ingredients. Eh?
Lot of vegetables. Now, not cream corn, regular corn. I guess cream corn can work because it have the coconut milk and stuff already, but it will be a little bit too rich. So regular canned corn. The seasoning that we added before, we'll put half of that again. So we broke that into thirds, right? And that we'll keep for absolutely last to season, right? So from here, what we're gonna do is cover this. We're gonna let this simmer for 5 minutes, and we're gonna make our dumplings. We're gonna add our chunky veg, and dish is complete. Last thing we put in here was the corn, a little bit of water just because it was getting a little bit thick, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in our chunky veg, right? Everything is going in. So we're gonna, in no particular order, carrots, broccoli stems, right? Mushroom, there's some mushrooms in there. Those are the white button mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, the rest of the broccoli florets actually. Onion, sweet peppers, and pimentos. It's a very, very healthy dish, right? So you see what's going on here now, right? It's filled up, all the vegetables. What we're gonna do here now is just wait for the carrots. The carrots is the toughest vegetable in there right now. So within 5 minutes, that's gonna get soft. So what she's making is...
Put she in the kitchen, she can knead the flour.
Throughout the Caribbean, these dumplings are called spillers. Spiller dumplings. Especially in Jamaica, because what happens is usually when you put it in a pot, it spills over.
Oh.
Right? So in Jamaica they call them spillers. I don't know what kind of dumplings you'll call them in Trinidad, right? For lamb being an extremely greasy meat, it was very well butchered and cleaned, and all the fat was removed and everything like that.
I see no fat and hardly
No grease, nothing like that is floating to the top. If there was, depending on the meat, again, sometimes I mix it with goat and the lamb, it will release a whole lot more grease, right? All you have to do is just skim the top, take it out. The grease naturally will float to the top, oil and water.
I see you have something like dumpling coming on the side here.
Right. Spillers. So what you see in there, carrots are nice.
What I
and
see
done.
there is like we don't need anything inside there again.
Yeah. Nice and colorful dish, very healthy, lots of greens. You're better off with the smaller dumplings, right? So you turn as I drop these in, only because we want it not to stick.
This ain't gonna take too long.
It's not going to take too long. This is the last step here now.
Yes.
Right, the dumplings. So what's going to happen?
You're gonna dry it.
Right, by the time this is all done and said, all that liquid is going to get absorbed. Now, for my cousin here, she likes it a little bit more soupy, right? So I would have left a lot more water in this for her. Again, it's a recipe. Play with it, tweak it, do it to your liking. Everything is cooked, right? Dumplings will be cooked in about 5-10 minutes and we're good to go.
So this is the final product. So just remind me what we have here.
Right, what we have is a lamb stew made with lamb, dumplings, a whole mess of vegetables. It is an awesome dish.
It's a healthy dish.
It is an extremely healthy dish. As you saw, more vegetables than meat and starch.
Okay, very colorful, and I'm sure it's very tasty. So Hitman is gonna taste it for us.
Should I?
I will hold it for you.
And Hitman has been whining from the minute we started. tasting the mushroom, yeah.
Tasted the shiitake mushrooms.
The shiitake mushroom. And of course, he wouldn't rest till he eat.
Try everything individual and then try.
So
all
now he's gonna
in one.
taste the dumpling.
These
So,
pillars.
these pillars, yeah. So in the meantime, we want to thank Regal for the Regal Chunkay of today.
Meat now.
Right, so if you want us in your kitchen, give us a call 740-7133. Right, so so you see what's going on here.
Meal.
So when you're liming and you have plenty of people and thing, make a big pot like this and you're good to go.
It's a nice cook-up mixture.
Once again, we want to thank the chef for today. This is Sisarran,
Sisarran, yeah.
right, who is once again showing us his culinary skills before he heads back to the cold. All right, but we have one more again to do. So watch out for a couple weeks time. You're gonna see
We're
us.
doing it more my style, more Asian fusion.
So we're gonna give
Well,
Stephen the opportunity to show us his stuff. And we're not gonna tell him what to do. We're gonna leave it totally up to him. Okay, so you wanna say hi to anybody as we wrap up?
Again, my two beautiful daughters, Maya and Kayla, my mom, my dad, my two sisters, Suzanne and Sherry, Suzanne's kids. Again, we have to thank the Harry family. Because of them, we have
As the lady who was doing the
That is
dumpling?
the dumpling lady. So from now on, when you see her, call her the dumpling lady.
You see what's
Or
going on.
Spillers.
Yeah, but you see, she was gonna get vexed if we call her man
Dumpling.
dumpling.
Oh God.
Dumpling.
Right, dumplings. All right, you know what? Call her Spillers. Spillers.
Today we're gonna celebrate Hitman's birthday. He's 160 years old. No, sorry, I'm mixing it up. It's Indian arrival,
Yeah.
and he's gonna sing us a song.
Yes. Dedicated. Jahaji Bhai, brotherhood of the boat. I am the seed of my father, who is the seed of his grandfather. They came from India. Stick on a bag on his shoulder, a dhoti and a capra, saying I am a descendant from India. Yo, brothers and sisters, live as one, united, we could move forward. Happy Indian Arrival Day from Chunkay Central. I'm a brother who going back to New York just now.
Right.
Enjoy it.